You already know what this feels like. You just called it something else and you went back to sleep. It's 3 a.m. You wake up for no reason. And you are absolutely 100% certain that someone is standing in your doorway. You can't see them, you can't hear them, but your whole body goes, yep, that's a guy. You don't check. Obviously, you don't check. You do the only sensible thing a human can do in that situation, which is pull the blanket up to your nose, because everyone knows the blanket is a certified anti-ghost force field. Here's the thing, though. There was no one there, but your brain didn't glitch at random. It ran a very specific, very old program, the same one that has literally saved people's lives on the sides of mountains. And once you know what it is, you're going to start noticing it everywhere. Let's talk about the presence. For over 100 years, people in genuinely horrifying situations kept reporting the exact same hallucination. Mountaineers near the summit, oxygen running low, would suddenly feel a calm companion climbing beside them. Polar explorers, half starved, dragging themselves across the ice, kept counting one extra member in their group. Shipwreck survivors, sailors alone at sea, people coming down stairwells on the worst day of their lives, all of them describe a quiet, kind, unseen someone who shows up right when things get impossible and helps. They even gave it a name, the third man, because there'd be two of you left alive, and then somehow three. Now, if you're the romantic type, this is where you say, guardian angel, light a candle, and feel nice about the universe. And honestly, fair. But your brain is about to do something way weirder than an angel, because here is the part nobody mentions at the candle lighting stage. Your brain does not actually know where you end. I know that sounds insane. You feel like you obviously know where your body is. It's right here. It's the thing reading this. It's the thing that stubs its toe on the couch. But the feeling of being you, sitting inside this exact body, is not a fact your brain receives. It's a guess your brain builds. Every single second, it grabs signals from your skin, your muscles, your inner ear, your eyes, and stitches them into one clean story. This is me, this is my edge, everything past that edge is not me. And that story stitching machine lives mostly in a spot called the temporoparietal junction. Great name for a band. What it actually does is border control for your sense of self. It decides moment to moment what's you and what's an intruder. So what happens if you mess with the signals? If they show up late or scrambled or just don't line up the way they're supposed to? Some scientists tested exactly this, and the setup is the funniest horror movie ever made. They blindfolded people and had them poke a robot arm in front of them. A second robot behind them copied that exact poke onto their back. Done at the same time, and no problem, brain shrugs. Cool, that's me touching me. But then they added a tiny delay, half a second, the poke in front, the touch on the back, just slightly out of sync. And people lost it. Perfectly calm volunteers suddenly felt someone standing right behind them. Some got so freaked out they begged to stop the experiment. Nothing was there. It was their own touch, running half a second late, and their border control system went, unrecognized signal, must be a guy, and conjured up a whole entire person out of thin air. That's the presence. It's not a visitor. It's you, a copy of your own body that your brain accidentally filed under someone else. Okay, here's what they didn't tell you. The explorer on the mountain and you at 3 a.m. are not two different phenomena. They're the same phenomenon at two different volumes. The third man isn't rare. It's not a special gift handed out to heroes on glaciers. It's a dose thing. Crank the conditions up high enough. No oxygen, no sleep, no food, endless white snow, pure terror. And you push that self-border system so hard it spawns a full, vivid walking companion. That's the high dose. But you don't need a mountain. You just need to wake up at the wrong moment. In sleep paralysis, your body is still switched off from dreaming. Your brain is half in the dream world, and you snap awake into a body you can't move. Your threat system is screaming, your border control is glitching in the dark, and it does the exact same trick. It coughs up a presence. Same machine, same misfiled copy of you. Way lower dose, that's your doorway guy. And here's the little detail that's going to keep you up tonight. Whether that presence feels friendly or absolutely terrifying mostly comes down to what your brain thinks you need. Dying on a mountain, desperate for help, it builds you an ally, frozen and helpless in the dark. Threat system maxed out, it builds you a monster. Same visitor, your brain just picks the costume. So the thing in your doorway was never a stranger. It was the most familiar thing in the universe. It was you running half a second late, wearing a mask your own fear picked out. Which raises a genuinely uncomfortable question. If your brain can invent an entire extra person out of one scrambled body signal at low dose, what does it build at the highest dose imaginable? Not fear, not survival. what happens when the boundary of you doesn't just glitch, it dissolves completely on purpose, and people come back saying they've never felt more sane in their lives, and that's not a nightmare. That's astronauts. It's the exact same border control system, throwing the switch the other direction, the beautiful twin of everything you just watched. We broke that whole thing down already, so go see what actually happens to the human brain in orbit. But first, tell me down in the comments, have you met the doorway guy? What did yours look like? And be honest, did it feel like a monster, or did some part of you feel oddly, quietly looked after?